Holland Hubert speaking, calling in from Atlanta, Georgia. I'm a sophomore at Spelman College, majoring in biology on the pre-medical track. I'm an alumni member of Patriots Nesby Junior Chapter and want to welcome you to the Patriots Nesby Junior Chapter podcast. Let's keep it moving on the podcast. Sponsored by SA Tech, Northrop Grumman, and the Richmond Foundation. Today we have a special guest with us, Dr. Stone. Dr. Stone is a professor at Bowie State University where he works in the Department of Technology and Security. Welcome and thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Holland. Thanks to the Patriots. Yes, I am Dr. Darrell Stone, and I am a professor at Bowie State University in the Department of Technology and Security, and I've been fortunate enough to be teaching there for over 25 years.
Wow, that is amazing. As a professor, how do you keep your students motivated, especially those who may not be interested in the subject that you're teaching?
Well, once again, I'm fortunate that I'm teaching in an area of need. We have something called the STEM gap. I'm sure you're familiar with it, but to keep it short, there are a whole lot of jobs out there, a whole lot of careers, great careers, and one thing that motivates the students are the money that can be made in the area of STEM, specifically computer technology and security. And so money for quite a bit of my students are the motivating factor that gets them in. Sometimes it's the parents who see that they can send their child off to college and come out and they'll make plenty of money. But there are times where things get rough and you see why you do earn that money. There's a lot of thinking that takes place, a lot of logic, a lot of headaches that will be caused from you thinking and trying to solve a problem. And so it's our job to keep that drive, that motivation that they have, and point it towards staying up late when you have to complete an assignments that get tough. And so we're there to help them out as professors, as a team. And so, yes, it is tough sometimes to let the students know that there is a reason that there's so much money out there, and but it's hard work, and they can do it. They can definitely do it.
Wow, it does seem like you really do keep your students motivated. So moving on with the next question, how did you and Mr. Thurman Jones, our president of Patriots Technology Training Center, start the partnership at Bowie State University? And can you also describe what that partnership is?
Yes, for anyone that knows Thurman Jones, or as I call him, President Jones, president of the Patriots Technology Group, he is a go-getter. His main term is "let's keep it moving," and so that's how we met. We were doing a event. I was doing an event at Bowie State University in conjunction with Mr. Perry Carter, who's friends with Thurman Jones, and that was the Black Data Processing Association. And Mr. Carter asked me to speak and welcome everyone, and as I do to this day, I welcome everyone to Bowie State, and I let them know that if there's anything that they have a question about or need anything in the future, give me a call. I'm always have an open ear of anything that's good for the students. And forget the phone call. Mr. Jones walked up to me right away when I got off the mic and was like, Dr. Stone, we need to talk immediately. I have quite a few programs that I want to bring to Bowie State University. These are great programs for the students. I'm all about the students. You said you're about the students. Let's get this thing done. And so, again, if you know Thurman Jones, that's how he operates, and I was on board. And so since then, I'll say that we have done quite a few programs. Again, the Patriots do an excellent job in introducing STEM throughout the county, throughout the state of Maryland, throughout this region, the DMV. And we are fortunate at Bowie State University to host, on average, 3 events that the Patriots have. They move from week to week or week to weekend to different locations. And we generally are the kickoff location. So all of the parents come out in September each year, and they find out what Patriots have to offer. And then in February, we generally host a robotics competition at Bowie State, and that's to get the Patriots robotics teams ready for the first Lego League competitions that follow that February session at Bowie, competition at Bowie. And then we get the grand finale. We get the Patriots Summit, Technology Summit every May. We end out the Patriots year. And so we do the kickoff, the robotics competition, and then we also do the summit. And from time to time, Thurman will call us on, for example, we are going to help out with the BEA conference, which is coming up soon.
Wow. So I hear there's a lot of opportunities for students who are interested in this.
Oh, yes.
And that is amazing. What would be a roadmap for students to attend Bowie State University and possibly major in technology and security?
Well, let's see, quite a few things there. I always say that although I work for Bowie State University, I'm all for students attending any college. There are a lot of great colleges out there. Congratulations to you, Holland. You're at Spelman College, another example of one of the best colleges out there. So, yes, kudos to you, a Patriots student going through. So continue doing just as Holland has done. Continue doing as other students. I always thank the parents because the parents, in most cases, are the ones who get the students out there. So first thing that I will say is listen to your parents. If you are in K through 12, by all means, listen to your parents on all things, but definitely things like a Saturday morning when they're saying, let's go out to Bowie State or let's go to Eleanor Roosevelt for a STEM event. I know that quite a few students, they don't want to do that. They have plenty of other things to do on their Saturday morning, but it's going to benefit you in the long run. So, again, continue to listen to your parents and go to these activities. And then the other suggestion I have is for some things, you don't have to leave your house. We all know that the computer, your telephone can get you a lot of information. Some of it is funny. I admit some cat videos are funny, but those are not going to help you to get into college, pass exams, graduate from college, and get your career going. So what do I mean by that? I mean go out and look at, if you're interested in computer programming, there are free computer programming courses, certifications for all ages, elementary, middle school, high school. You got to go out, you got to search them. If you are interested in engineering, nursing, business, there are free classes that are out there on the internet. So let's use the computer for good. Let's use this internet for good. Again, social media is fine, but how long can we stay on Instagram all day? Take a break. Take a break and get some information that's going to help you in your future. So, and then the last thing I'll say is Bowie State is here. I am here. As I said that day when Thurman Jones pulled me to the side, if you have any questions, feel free to shoot me an email or give me a call and say, hey, I heard this podcast and you said if I have a question, give you a call. So I'm going to take you up on it. So I'll definitely throw that invitation out as well.
Wow, I'm sure our audience would love that. And as you were saying earlier, I know there are a lot of career options available for students through technology and security. So what are some companies that students could go on to work with?
Oh, wow. Our students, they quite frankly, they come out making more money than me. If not, they pass me so quick. But I love teaching, and so I'm going to stay here. They can have all the money. That's fine. They go on to work in government agencies. Here in the DMV, we all know that we are definitely known for government agencies, Department of Defense, the IRS, FEMA, and the list goes on from government agencies. So if you want to go the government route, they are knocking on the door at our career fairs all the time. And I know many of my students who go in at the GS9, 11, 12, 13 track, and so forth. So yes, definitely the government track. But then also businesses, local corporations. We've had Amazon come in and hire. If I can put a plug in for my son in Microsoft, he's in Microsoft out in Seattle, and he's been out there about 4 years. And so Microsoft are just some of the companies. And again, if you're willing to leave the area, then there are plenty of job opportunities in the STEM. I'll go back to that STEM gap. There are many, many jobs out there, and there are not enough of us to go out there and get those jobs. And so plenty of companies that are out there. And the last thing I'll say on that question is that a lot of our students, they get snatched up like sophomore year. They go out for an internship, and we have to fight them to come back. And they say, well, Dr. Stone, I can make good money. They're offering me money to stay. What do you think I should do? And I encourage them to finish the degree. The money will be there. So the good news is that Once you get through that sophomore, junior year, your resume looks beautiful, and they want you. And then they want to keep you from the internships. But I always encourage students to stick around, finish out that degree. It'll mean much more 4, 5, 10 years down the road when you're going for a promotion. And you end up losing it because somebody got it who finished their degree. And you're wondering, I need to go back and get this degree. Why didn't I do that? So that's the information I give them. And then, of course, they'll make their decision.
Wow, that's making me think a lot about technology and security now because I did not know any of this.
Definitely.
So you already did tell us a few events, but do you know of any more upcoming events or clubs on Bowie's campus that students can become involved in?
Yes, I did mention, I think in a week or so from now, we'll be going to Baya to help out with the Patriots group and Black Engineer of the Year Awards conference that's in D.C. And so a great meeting of the minds and all age levels, college, and then experts in the field. So that's a great conference to attend. As far as clubs on Bowie State's campus, years and years ago, a young man, myself, created the Computer Technology Club when I was a student at Bowie State. And so that still exists. We do have the CTEC Club, and then we have the NSBE Club, National Science Society of Black Engineers. We do have a chapter at Bowie State University. Actually, I serve as the advisor for that as well. Let's see what I'm not in charge of. The Cybersecurity Club. I do know cyber, but I have some colleagues that know cybersecurity. They're experts in the field, written plenty of papers. Dr. Hadar, Dr. Latson, and such. And so they have a cyber squad, and they go out and compete and, I should say, win some hackathons over their time. And so we have the cyber squad. And then the last thing I'll say is that we have companies who come in, and they provide not only internships, but they also provide projects throughout the semester where they'll actually they'll actually be a part of task and sit at weekly meetings where they have to give presentations on some of the research, some of the project work they've done. It's not all research, some of it's project-based. And so what this does is it gives students who are 19, 20, 21-year-old chance to sit at meetings with folks who have been working in the field for 10, 20, 30 years, 30-year-olds, 40, 50-year-olds. And they actually are held accountable, and they have tasks to do every week, and they have to present what they've been doing for that past week. And so these co-ops and internships are very, very viable.
Wow, that's great. And so finally, my last question for you today is that typically this podcast is targeted towards elementary through high school students. So for the younger generation, do you have any advice for those that want to pursue a career in technology and security?
Yes, I definitely do have some advice for those in elementary, middle school, high school to pursue a career in STEM. That was actually my dissertation was based on that at George Washington University, is looking at the clog, is what I call it, in the pipeline, because there are so many jobs out there, and we need minorities, women, African American males, females, to get in there and get those jobs, get those high-paying careers. And so the same thing I said in the results for my dissertation is the same thing I'll say now, is that it's never too early. You can always learn terminology, career paths at elementary school. Don't just use the computer to play video games, to go on social media. Learn how the computer works. Just look at YouTube videos just to see how it works. It may be some YouTube video that clicks in your mind, and you say, I want to learn a little bit more about that. And then as I stated earlier, there are resources out on the internet that are free that will help you to learn about the computer, learn how to program the computer, learn how to fix the computer, learn how to be creative and come up with some idea and use the computer. Who knows, who's going to be the next Bill Gates, Mark Zuckerberg. And so, yes, you can go through and explore so much at elementary school, middle school, high school level. And it's right there at your fingertips. And so explore that. And then, of course, as I said, use your parents. Use your parents as the pathway, and you have many professors. You have people such as Thurman Jones and all of the volunteers. There are so many volunteers that come out to these events who we actually work in the field, and we can help you to get along that path. It always helps when someone who has been along that path can grab your hand, grab your ear, and tell you some things that some obstacles you might face, and help you to either avoid those obstacles or go right through or over them when you encounter those obstacles.
Wow, that was really great advice, and it's something that I'll definitely be taking myself, because now I'm interested in technology and security.
Excellent.
I want to thank you so much for joining us on this podcast today. I hope you enjoyed that interview, and I want to thank every one of our listeners for jumping on the Let's Keep It Moving on the podcast. We must also thank SA Tech, Northrop Grumman, and the Richmond Foundation. If you would like to hear this podcast or share it with your friends, please go to the Patriots Nesby Jr. website, www.patriots-ttc.org, or please send us an email at podcast@patriots-ttc.org and let us know what you think about our show. Until our next show, let's keep it moving on the Patriots Nesby Jr. podcast. This is Holland signing off.